This bulk carrier is being loaded with a commodity essential for human life. Once it was considered so precious, people crossed the Sahara Desert for its trade. Salt, we think of it as quite ordinary. But this is salt from a most extraordinary place. Our journey begins on a remote stretch of coastline at the very northwest tip of Australia. Here, the Indian Ocean's cool turquoise waters quench the hot, dry land. Also on the move, 150 metric tonnes of salt has started its long journey from outback Australia to meet customers' needs in international markets. The operator, Shark Bay Salt, has 2 marine solar salt farms. Their combined harvest is amongst the purest salt produced anywhere in the world. Shark Bay is practically uninhabited. 830 kilometres north of Perth, fewer than 1,000 people live along its 1,500 kilometre coastline. The bay is shallow and still, leading to unusually high evaporation, and 50% saltier than the open ocean. Brought in by the tide, it spills over the land, forming expansive lakes of crystal clear brine, the first phase of the farming process. This salt is on a journey too, but a quiet and largely invisible one. Still, it's closely monitored at each stage of production, and any imbalances in the brine dealt with swiftly. So nature can go about her work quietly. Meanwhile, fully saturated brine is on the move, powered by gravity. Destination, the crystallizer. In a few months' time, this area will be harvested, yielding 1.3 million tonnes of large, high-purity salt crystals. The whole operation may seem large, but it's a mere speck compared to its surroundings. The Shark Bay World Heritage Area, at 22,000 square kilometres, is 10 times the size of Tokyo. A strictly protected sanctuary, these crystal clear waters provide the feedstock for the salt farm. And it's out here we discover what makes this place so unique. For World Heritage listing, a natural marine environment must meet at least one of 4 criteria. 42 such regions are scattered around the globe, but a far smaller number meet all 4 criteria, and only 2 in the whole of Australasia. No wonder this salt is so special. 530 kilometres further north, there's a hive of activity and a bumper harvest of salt. Over the course of a year, it's formed a hard crust, up to 30 centimetres thick or more. Few crops could survive, yet flourish in such conditions, but for salt, it's ideal. This is Onslow, the company's largest site. A high-efficiency operation servicing the growing Asian market. Onslow produces 67% more salt per hectare than Shark Bay, ensuring a competitive and reliable long-term supply. But before it's ready for market, it's washed clean to satisfy the customer's need. And then, still damp, whisked away to the top of a huge stockpile. To slowly dry out a second time in the hot sun. Demand keeps growing, ensuring the operation's long-term sustainability. And its reputation as the best quality salt supplier in the seaborne market. Stockpiled, conveyed, and finally loaded onto waiting ships around the clock, 365 days a year. The Shark Bay Salt Group, from a most extraordinary place.